All right, I want to show you how the Breakthrough Path app works. It basically starts out like a to-do list. That's essentially what it is. What you do is you add something you want to do. It can be as small as brushing your teeth, and it can be as big as changing the world. So you can add whatever you want. Let's say we're going to add clean the house. All right, so we're just going to add that as a task. Let's go ahead now and set how important that is. So that's important. I'd say it's normal urgency. And on the status, now there's a bunch of statuses, but the most important one for this app is the status of struggling. If you have a bunch of things that you're not struggling with, this app can be helpful, but it's extremely helpful for things that you're struggling with. Once you set the status to struggling, it opens up the struggle identifier. In here, we can identify what's making it hard to complete a particular task or project. Let's say right now, I'm just really at low capacity. I don't really want to clean the house. Maybe I'm actually worried about some things. Maybe I've got some fears, some stress. And it's going to walk you through identifying what you're struggling with. For each thing that you check off, you want to click on the plus button. This now adds a task to increase your capacity. Find desire. Or in the case of a fear, it's going to ask you what you're afraid of. Afraid of people judging my house being dirty. All right, so you can add those. Let's say I'm even overwhelmed. You can add a task to reduce overwhelm and so forth. You can go through different behaviors, all kinds of things that you can help identify. Let's go ahead and add a boundary that's crossed. People won't leave when it's time for me to go to bed. All right. So basically, you can identify as many things as you can think of. And at the end, you can mark down if that helped you or not. If any of these things help you a lot, there's an opportunity to thank me. You can go on there and you can see some different ways that I would really appreciate your help. Now that we've gone back, we're going to look at the subtasks that have now been created. So right here, we have the first one, which is self-care. Let's go in there. For each of these kinds of obstacles, there's going to be a tool to help you. So we're going to go into the increase capacity tool. This is a tool that my wife created. Her name is Syra. And you can check off here anything that seems helpful. I think being still and listening to my body would be really nice. Oh yeah, let's do some deep breathing. You know what? I am kind of thirsty. I'll get hydrated. Let's eat. Make sure I'm eating so that I've got the energy to clean. I don't want to eat too much or else I'll just want to take a nap. I'm going to have some back pain probably from cleaning, so I want to take some medicine. But you basically can go through here and identify anything that seems helpful. There's spiritual, there's mental, emotional, but you always want to start with the physical first. So once you go through and mark these, you can go ahead and do them and mark them done. You can breathe as long as you need to, get a glass of water, get some food, and move through that. That really helped me a lot. We're going to mark that done with increasing my capacity. The status of increased capacity is now done, and it's telling me to celebrate. So I'm going to do that. So I've now increased my capacity. You know, I'm going to pause and appreciate. Okay, good. I'm helping myself do better. I did it. You can do a fist pump. Anyway, you can go through these, and if you have other ways you want to celebrate, you can add those with this plus button. All right, I'm done celebrating. So now I'm going to go back. And back here, there's still a few other tasks to do to help me as I want to clean the house. Let's do this one, find desire. To find desire to clean the house, we're going to do the tool called Deepen My Caring. So why is it so good to clean the house? I'll be ready for people to come over. Let's add some more. It makes the home feel nicer. Excellent. It'll be easier to clean next time. All right, you can add as many reasons as you want for cleaning the house. After you do that, you can go down and you can add reasons for each of those reasons. And the deeper you go, the more desire you're going to have to, say, clean the house or whatever it is you're struggling with lack of desire for. So why is it so good to be ready for people to come over? I get to have more social time. Okay, and you can add more of those. It makes the home feel nicer. Why is that so good? I feel more peaceful. Excellent. You can go through all of these and go as deep as you'd like. That really helped me a lot. I'm feeling way more desire to clean the house. So I'm going to mark it done, and I can celebrate that one as well. All right. So now we're going to go back out. We still have a few things out here. So to overcome fear. All right. So this one, it's going to suggest I use the Kill Fears tool. So what's a worst case scenario for people judging my house being dirty? They could criticize me and make me feel bad. Is there anything I can do now to prevent that? I can clean the house well enough ahead of time. I can choose who I invite over, so I'm inviting people who are kind. I can work through my fears and insecurities so that even if they do criticize, I can just take them as suggestions. Let's say it actually happens. If somebody actually judges me for my house, criticizes me, and makes me feel bad, I can take a couple days, try to relax, work through my feelings. I can identify the insecurities that made it hard for me to hear that criticism and work through those. I can cry and express my emotions. So you can basically work through all the things you're going to do until you're okay. If you have other worst case scenarios, you can add those. Am I still afraid? I'm less afraid. All right. And you know what? That did help me a little bit. Now, if it only helped me a little bit, it's going to suggest I use the Trigger Buster, which is a different tool. But for now, we're going to call it done. I can now celebrate that, right? I just worked through a fear. That is fantastic. I did it. Yes. All right. And I can do a little happy dance. Great. So I'm done celebrating. Now, if I go back, we now only have a couple more. I've got to reduce the overwhelm. That would be great. I would love to be less overwhelmed about the house. So here it says, which of these tasks are overwhelming? All right. So I've got this healthy boundary problem. I can also add other tasks so that I'm less overwhelmed. So if the house is overwhelming, I'm going to start with a smaller first step. I can do the dishes. Excellent. If that's still a little bit overwhelming, I'm going to add an even smaller first step. Empty the dishwasher. Perfect. Okay, and maybe that's not overwhelming, so I'm okay there. And then I've got this boundary I'm going to work through. So, you know what? I can at least start emptying the dishwasher. I'm also going to add another small task. Tidy the front room. Perfect. And that's really not that overwhelming. Basically, anything that is overwhelming, you add a smaller first step. Anything that's not is good. You know what? That helps. Now I'm ready to go. So I'm now done with no longer being overwhelmed. Awesome. So now if I go back to my house situation, I'm going to empty the dishwasher, tidy the front room, and I've got this healthy boundary that people won't leave when it's time for me to go to bed. So let's work through that one. So for this, all we want to do is change this to if they blank, then I will blank for the purpose of safety. So let's edit that. If they won't leave, then I will ask them nicely and let them know that I'm tired. All right. And that's for my well-being. I'll just clear that out because I don't need to mention that. So that's my plan. If they won't leave, I'm going to ask them nicely and let them know that I'm tired. If they still stay, I'll ask my wife to host and I'll go lay down. All right. So basically, I can come up with whatever plan I want to do. And the beauty of this is that it's not controlling them, it's not telling them what to do. It's just telling me what I'm going to do based on the situation. I've now got my healthy boundary. I'm going to go ahead and mark that done. I'm going to celebrate. I got it. I did it. I got my healthy boundary. Do a little happy dance. All right. Now, if I go back out to clean the house, I'm going to start with emptying the dishwasher and trying the front room. You know, I don't even think I'm struggling anymore. I'm just going to say started. All right. Fantastic. So now if I go back out to the tabs at the top level, I only have those things to do. Oh yeah, I didn't finish celebrating the healthy boundaries. I'll go ahead and make that done. Okay, great. So I've got 3 simple things. I'm going to now show you what happens on these other tabs. In the desires tab, it's going to show the top desires, right? So you noticed before that I added a few things. So I want to celebrate things. I want it to be easy to clean my house next time. I want to have more social time and I want to feel more peaceful. In the balance tab, I can add areas of my life that I want to balance. Spend time with my family. I can add another one. Let's see. Spend time doing my hobbies and whatever other things I want to balance in my life. I can add those here. Okay. Then under milestones, I can put goals or things I want to reach. Finish the big proposal at work. All right, so I can add that in there. I can set the importance and urgency. Then if I wanted to look at all of my tasks, I can go over here to the all tasks. I can see based on type or by importance, by status, or I can just look at all of them. Of course, it's only showing the not done ones right now, but I can change that to all of them. You can see which ones I've already completed and so forth. You can also do multiple profiles if you want. Let's say you don't really want to look at your to-do list. You're just struggling. You can actually set that right here at the front page of how are you feeling. If you mark that as struggling, it'll actually help you identify what you're struggling with right now, which might just be low capacity. I hope you enjoy the app. Please give me feedback and let other people know that might appreciate having it. Thank you.